everyone, welcome to my channel Yarnoculus, and today I'm gonna walk you through the part 2 of my crochet alphabet afghan series, which means that we're gonna make alphabets B and C today. Last week we did the part 1 of this series, which was the alphabet A, and I'll put a link to it in the description and the pinned comment in case you missed it, so do check it out. Also, this is a good time to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so you don't miss any of the parts of this beautiful afghan. The materials for this part remain the same as part 1, which is the Lion Brand's Feels Like Butter yarn in charcoal and sea foam for the border, and a 5.0mm crochet hook. So let's get going then, shall we? For the letter B, start with the slip knot, and just like we did A, we're gonna do 14 chain stitches for the foundation chain. And 14. Now for row number 2, skip the first chain and do a single crochet in every stitch starting from the second chain. So for row number 2, you're just gonna do a row of single crochets, and you're gonna do a row of single crochets for row number 2, 3 and 4. So do 3 more rows of single crochet including row number 2, and I'm gonna meet you at the end of row number 4. At the end of row number 4, chain 1, turn. For row number 5, start with 4 single crochets. Three and 4, and do a bobble stitch in the 5th stitch. So yarn over, insert, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and you're gonna do that 4 more times for a total of 5 times. Yarn over, pull through all the 6 loops that you have on your hook, pull this side of the yarn a little bit tight and do a single crochet in the next stitch. So you're gonna do 3 more bobble stitches separated by a single crochet. So you need a total of 4 bobble stitches on this row. So I just did a single crochet. So I'm gonna do a bobble stitch. Secure that with a single crochet. That's my second bobble stitch. I need 2 more on this row, so it's the 3rd one. Single crochet to put that one in place, and the last bobble stitch for row number 5. You're gonna be left with 2 single crochets on this row. Do that. Chain 1, turn your work, and a row of single crochets all across for row number 6. At the end of row number 6, chain 1 and turn your work. For row number 7, we're gonna start with 3 single crochets, a bobble stitch, followed by 4 single crochets, another bobble stitch, and you're gonna end this row with 4 single crochets. That was row number 7. For row number 8, chain 1, turn your work, and you know what to do. It's just a row of single crochets. After row number 8, repeat rows 7 and 8 2 more times, which means rows number 9 and 11 will be 3 single crochet, 1 bobble stitch, 4 single crochet, 1 bobble stitch and 4 single crochets, and rows 10 and 12 will be a single crochet in every stitch. Let me complete these 4 rows and I will meet you back when we are ready to do row number 13. At the end of row number 12, chain 1, turn your work, and for row number 13, we're gonna start with 4 single crochets. And do a bobble stitch in the 5th stitch. After that, do a single crochet, another bobble stitch, single crochet, and the 3rd bobble stitch. So we need a total of 3 bobble stitches, one after the other, on this row, that is row number 13. You're gonna be left with 4 single crochets in the end, so finish this row with 4 single crochets. Chain 1, turn your work and do another row of single crochets, which would be your row number 14. chain 1, turn for row number 15, and row number 15 is gonna be exactly identical to row number 7, which is gonna be 3 single crochets, 1 bobble stitch, 4 single crochets, 1 bobble stitch, and 4 single crochets. So let's start with 3 single crochets. After the bobble stitch, you're supposed to do 4 single crochets, followed by a bobble stitch, followed by 4 single crochets. That was your row number 15, and row number 16, as you know, is gonna be a row of single crochets, and you're gonna repeat row number 15 and 16 for 3 more times, that is till you reach row number 22. So pause the video here and repeat rows number 15 and 16 3 more times, and I'll show you what to do next. Okay, I'm at the end of my row number 22 after all the repetitions, and if you are finding it confusing to remember the row numbers, what you can remember is how many number of bobble stitches that we need. So in this section we need 4, so 1 2 3 4. So you can just keep on repeating till you get 4 rows of bobble stitches, and that's when you know that you need to stop. Once you completed 4 repetitions, you will be at row number 22, and we will be doing row number 23 now. So for row number 23, chain 1, turn your work, and on row number 23 we're gonna start with 4 single crochets. Followed by a bobble stitch, a single crochet after that, a bobble stitch, another set of single crochet and bobble stitch. And we need another set of single crochet and bobble stitch on this row. So we need a total of 4 bobble stitches on row number 23. And in the end you're gonna be left with 2 single crochets, so end this row with 2 single crochets. After row number 23, you're gonna have 3 more rows of single crochets. That's gonna be your row number 24, 25 and 26 with the same gray color. So go ahead and do that 3 more rows of single crochet, and we will be almost done with this alphabet. Okay, at the end of row number 26, my alphabet B looks really good. I'm happy with the way this looks. I'm gonna go ahead and do the two sides of this motif so it looks similar to A. And if you want a refresher on how we did the border for the A motif, you can just go and check out part 1 of this series. The link will be somewhere in the video. So I'm gonna go ahead and make that border, and I'll meet you back when we are due to do the alphabet C. Okay, for the alphabet C, just like you did for A and B, start with a slip knot and 14 chain stitches for your foundation chain. So that's your slip knot, and we're gonna do 14 chain stitches for the foundation. Now, the first 3 rows are going to be exactly identical like you did for A and B. So for row number 2, skip a stitch and do a single crochet in every stitch starting from the second stitch. That's going to be your row number 2 with a single crochet in every stitch from the second stitch. Row number 3 and row number 4 are going to be just simple single crochets in every stitch. So do row number 2, 3 and 4. I'm going to do it and meet you back here shortly. At the end of row 4, chain 1, turn your work, and row 5 is when you're gonna start making the bobble stitches. So for row 5 for the alphabet C, we're gonna start with 4 single crochets. And on this row we need 3 bobble stitches. That's gonna mean a bobble stitch, single crochet, repeated thrice. So let's do the first bobble stitch. By now you should have had really good practice of the bobble stitch, so I don't need to repeat it again, I think. Single crochet after the bobble stitch, and we need this a pair of bobble stitch and single crochet on this row 3 times, so that was once, and I'm gonna repeat it couple of times more. Twice, and the last bobble stitch for row number 5. After your third bobble stitch, you need 4 single crochets. So I did 1 and I'm gonna do the last 3 to end this row. For row number 6, chain 1, turn your work, and row number 6 is just gonna be a row of single crochets. So do a single crochet in each of the 13 stitches. So at the end of row number 6, you're gonna get 13 single crochets. So at the end of row number 6, chain 1 and turn your work, and for row number 7, start with 3 single crochets. 1, 2 and 3, and do a bobble stitch in the next stitch. So that's gonna be 5 double crochets together in the same stitch. After the bobble stitch, do a single crochet to put it in place, and do 4 more single crochets in the next stitches. So you're gonna do a total of 5 single crochets after the bobble stitch. It's 2, 3, 4 and 5. After 5 single crochets, you need 1 more bobble stitch. And to end this row, we're gonna do 3 single crochets. Row number 8 is gonna be a row of single crochet. So chain 1, turn your work and do single crochet in every stitch for row number 8. For row number 9, chain 1, turn your work, and on row number 9 we're gonna start with 3 single crochets. Do a bobble stitch. And after the bobble stitch, you're gonna do 9 single crochets to end this row. All of these stitches on this row are gonna be just single crochets. Chain 1, turn your work. Row number 10, as you know, is gonna be a row of single crochet, so just do a single crochet in every stitch. Now for this pattern you need row number 9 and 10 repeated for a total of 5 times. So we've already done 1 and we need to do it 4 more times. So row number 9 was 3 single crochets, 1 bobble stitch and 9 single crochets, and row number 10 was just a row of single crochets. We have done it once, you got to repeat it 4 more times. So repeating it 4 more times would take you to the end of row number 18, and that's where I'm gonna meet you again. At the end of row number 18, this is how my work looks, and if you are finding it too confusing to remember the row numbers, you can remember that you need 5 of these bobble stitches, one after the other. So if you start counting, this was the row that we did 2 bobble stitches on row number 7, and starting from row number 9 is when your one bobble stitch started. So you need a total of 5 bobble stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's how you know when you got to stop. Once you're done with these 5 bobble stitches, you will be at the end of row number 18, which would have been a row of single crochets. So for row number 19, chain 1 and turn your work. On row number 19, what you need to do is 3 single crochets, 1 bobble stitch, okay, 4 single crochets after this, and 1 more bobble stitch for this row. After that you would be left with 4 single crochets, so do that to finish row number 19. For row number 20, chain 1, turn your work and do a single crochet in every stitch. That was row number 20. For row number 21, chain 1, turn your work, and on row number 21 we're gonna again start with 3 single crochets. A bobble stitch in the fourth, followed by 5 single crochets, and another bobble stitch. After that, you're gonna be left with 3 single crochets on this row. That was your row number 21. For row number 22, chain 1, turn your work and you must have guessed by now it's just a row of single crochets. That was row number 22. For row number 23, chain 1, turn your work. On row number 23, we're gonna start with 4 single crochets. And on this row we need 3 pairs of bobble stitch and single crochet. So let's start with the first pair. That's the first bobble stitch. Single crochet to put it into place. The second pair of bobble stitch and single crochet. And we need one more pair on this row. That's it. After the last bobble stitch you need 4 single crochets. You already done 1, so end this row with 3 more single crochets. Chain 1, turn your work for row number 24. That's gonna be a row of single crochets. The alphabet C is almost done. We just need to make a couple more rows of single crochet to just put it into place. So row number 25 and 26 is just gonna be a row of single crochets. Chain 1, turn your work and do 2 more rows of single crochet in every stitch. Alright, that was the alphabet C, and I'm gonna go ahead and make the right side and the left side border just like I did for A and B, and then show you how it looks.
So those were the patterns for alphabets B and C using the bobble stitch, and I am working really hard and fast to record and publish rest of the parts because I know you are as excited to complete this Afghan as I am. I promise to be back soon with rest of the parts. Please show me some love by liking and subscribing to my channel Yarnoculus, and as always, take care and happy crocheting.